Hi, good evening. My name is Jeff Brockhoff. I'm a faculty member here at El Paso Community College, and I'd like to welcome you to our public forum discussing the guns-free zone exclusion areas at El Paso Community College. Myself, along with 13 other committee members who come from faculty, staff, and the students, have been tasked with helping develop policies or helping plan policies for the future that may guide the development of the concealed weapons concealed weapons here at El Paso Community College. What I have is we have a PowerPoint presentation. I'd like to go through it with you. And basically, this is going to be the establishment of guns-free zones here at the El Paso Community College. In June of 2015, Governor Abbott signed Senate Bill 11 into law, which was the concealed handgun law. Effective August of 2016, the concealed carry of handguns at public institutions of higher education, that's going to be universities, will be allowed by licensed holders in the state of Texas. Effective August 1st of 2017, the bill allows the concealed carry of firearms on community and junior college campuses by licensed holders. The legislation provides an opportunity for individual campuses to develop rules, policies, and practices associated with the law's implementation. Within the law is the opportunity for campuses to identify exclusion areas where concealed carry will not be allowed. The purpose of today's meeting is to solicit input from students, faculty, and the community regarding the creation of gun-free zones on our campuses. Your input will help shape the policies and procedures that EPCC adopts. In regards to the license to carry, only those who possess a license to carry in Texas or those from a state with a reciprocal agreement will be allowed to carry a concealed handgun on a college or university campus. Open carry, which went into effect in January of 2016, does not pertain to colleges and universities. And that's something important to remember, that open carry is not allowed at colleges and universities in the state of Texas. If somebody comes on a college or university and they do not have a license to carry a concealed handgun, then they're subject to a penal code of Texas, which would be unlawful carrying of a weapon, and which is basically they could pay a fine up to $4,000 or face 1 year in jail. Somebody who has a license to carry, a concealed handgun license, and if they violate the law, then they're punishable by a fine up to $500 and possibly also having law enforcement take that weapon. That would be a case of somebody who has a concealed handgun license who intentionally exposes it on campus. They could be subject to that Class C misdemeanor. El Paso Community Responsibilities. The college president has the authority to enact reasonable rules and regulations as it pertains to campus carry, but the rules may not generally forbid or preclude license holders from the ability to carry a concealed handgun on campus. So what this means is El Paso Community College could face penalties for wrongfully prohibiting somebody. And the Senate Bill 273 prohibits a state agency or political subdivision from wrongfully posting notice excluding a concealed handgun license holder from carrying a handgun, and to make an agency or subdivision found violating that prohibition liable. So what does this mean? It means that students may not be prohibited from carrying a concealed weapon into the classroom by a faculty member. Syllabi cannot prohibit a student from exercising the right to carry a concealed weapon, and no sign shall be posted contrary to the law by any member of the institution. So basically, we cannot circumvent the law. The penalties against El Paso Community College for violating the bill include a wrongful exclusion of a concealed handgun license holder. Would be a penalty of a fine of not less than $1,000 or not more than $1,500 for the first offense, and you can see it climbs all the way to $10,000 to $10,500 for the second and subsequent violation, and each day of continuing violation constitutes a separate violation. So, for instance, if an instructor puts a sign on their classroom prohibiting the weapons, for each day that would be a separate violation and the college would be subject to fine. Penalties against EPCC for violations of not complying with Senate Bill 273 also. Complaints can be made to the Attorney General's office. Violations must be made within 15 days. If the Attorney General determines that legal action is warranted and that the state agency or political subdivision has not cured the violation within 15-day period, then they may sue to collect civil penalties. So the objective of our meeting tonight is which areas on our campus or campuses should be designated as gun-free zones. Okay, I can already tell you that, anywhere we have K through 12, federal law prohibits, right? The carrying of weapons, also the daycare, child care facilities. But what we have to look at also is what areas within our campuses do we feel should be excluded? Myself, I work at the Rio Grande campus. I've met with the Dean of Nursing, and where we have patient care, where we have labs with flammable materials, that's the kind of areas we're looking at. Right now, are there any questions of you all? Does anybody have any questions, concerns? Yes, ma'am.
Hi. My question for you is, do they already have some areas designated, and is there a master list of things that have already been decided?
Well, that's what the task force is here for. We're here to gather that information and pass that information along to the president and the board, and to help decide what policies will be in place and what areas we can justify as being exclusion zones or gun-free zones. Can we go to the, Can we go to the website? If you go to the El Paso Community College website with the police department, you're going to see we have a campus carry page, and in there we have a FAQ section, and also we have an area in there where you can post your suggestions of what areas of the college should be considered a gun-free zone. Okay?
You can see up there, let's go back to
There you go. You can submit your suggestion right there, and the committee is going to look at all suggestions and take them into consideration.
go back to the previous page.
That's a very good question. Are there other questions?
Early college, Head Start, child care facilities are automatically designated gun-free.
And that's the only one, right, so far?
That's by law.
That's by law, by federal law, and also in the state law. You cannot carry a concealed weapon at a K through 12 or at a daycare facility. Now, what we have to look at, again, as a task force, is what other areas within our colleges should we consider as guns-free?
And key word is consider. Suggestions can be made, the committee can accept or reject them, but ultimately it's up to the state. Colleges can submit a list. We would like these places to be gun-free, and whoever is the state official can say, well, yes, this one's okay, or no, this one's not okay.
What we have to look at when we start evaluating what should or shouldn't is we have to have a justification. Maybe somebody wants one area off limits, but we have to be able to justify why. And so, that's where we have to be able to put down in writing the justification. Well, there's flammables here. We're afraid something might catch on fire should a round go off. We have patient care facilities, patients may be, you know, in a state of undress, whatever it may be. We have to have some type of justification for it. We can't just say, well, I want this off limits. Okay, good. We have the frequently asked questions. Do we want to take a look at those?
You can click on those and there's an explanation. There you go.
And I think they did a really good job coming up with the frequently asked questions. I think they're going to answer a lot. But again, you know, if you have any questions, any suggestions, any comments, please go to the webpage and fill it in so we can review it. Again, that's what we're here for, is to gather this information.
I want to make a hello. I want to make a distinction. There seems to be some confusion as to open carry versus concealed carry. Open carry means you can carry a gun on you in a hip holster or a shoulder holster in the open. And you have to have a license. Concealed carry, it has to be concealed. You can put it in a shoulder holster, for example, under your jacket. So you can't see, and it has to be completely concealed. You know, if a little piece of it's sticking out, that could be a violation of the law. So there's no open carry. Concealed carry only on campuses. Oh, and to get a license to conceal carry or open carry, you have to be at least 21. You have to take a safety course from a state, from an instructor certified by the state. And you have to pass a written test. It's frightfully easy. You have to pass a shooting test, also easy. And first you have to pass a background check. And if you qualify for all that, you get your license. Oh, and you also have to pay like $125.
Do we have more questions? If any of you all are interested, if you can go to our webpage. Also, UTEP, of course, theirs goes into effect August 1st of this year. They've done a wonderful job. Their webpage explains it very well. Also, most of the other major institutions around the state have done a really good job. So you can definitely go in there and read about it also. Oh, okay. Could we go to the submission page? Okay. So if you do have an idea or suggestion, again, you can click on the link to the submission page. You can go in, you can fill out your information. You can go in here and fill out your information, your question, your area you believe that should be designated. And again, if you do want an area designated, you're going to need to explain why. What would the justification be? And then you could submit, and again, that's going to go to our committee. The task force will be able to read it and evaluate it. I believe right now we've already received a number of submissions, correct? Yeah.
And also, if you can go back to the original page. Yeah, click on it. Okay, at the very bottom, if you really want to delve into the whole law, we do have links at the bottom of that page. I'm sure it'll be great reading over a week because it's long. It's long, and it's not an easy read, but it has everything you ever wanted to know about it. And so we have that link also available. And as you can also see there, we have the all the rest of the forums that we'll have will be coming to the rest of the campuses. We have one more at Rio Grande, and then VV and Trans Mountain will also follow. But this will be on the web page. If someone wasn't able to see this live stream tonight and can't make it to any of them, they will be on the webpage here throughout the process. And there is no suggestion that's a wrong or bad suggestion. Please pass anything along to us. It'll be vetted by our task force committee, and then it will go through legal, and then the final decision is actually made by the Board of Trustees. And then a report will be written and sent to the state government for approval. Well, we would like to have the board actually make the decision in December, and that gives us, we have to have a report to the state government 90 days before the law goes into effect, August 1st, 2017. And I just happened to speak to our lawyer today, Mr. Dunbar, and he says it's a lot better to have more than what we need than less and have to add. So please, feel free to make any suggestion you would like, but make sure you just in detail say why you would want that location to be made a safe zone.
I'm sorry?
It's not just a type of location, they would need to give us the physical room.
Right. either
Right,
the,
correct, yeah.
either
Give
if
us
they can
the actual physical room that you would, and why, yeah. The why is very important.
Yeah, you can't just say like building A if I heard. You have to say room A 2120, and here's why.
Because there's dynamite in the closet.
Yes, and there is a closet in one of those rooms, we don't know what's in it. Maybe we should find this out then.
There might be dynamite. It's mysterious. Yeah, we can't, one thing that would help us when you make your submission is not to say libraries or labs or even, chemistry labs, stuff like that. We need the actual physical room number. We have to designate the room rather than a type of room. And then
This
why.
is the law.
sporting events, I can tell you like UTEP, they are not allowing it. I would imagine.
That was part of the law, and you just have the
I think,
and everything. I thought the baseball field was exempt.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's in the law.
In the law, okay.
It's in SB 11.
So here at Vi Verde or at EPCC, the baseball field, softball field.
And also the boardroom automatically when the board is in session, right?
That I'm not 100% sure.
I think so. I think this room converts automatically when it's a board meeting.
I am not sure about that. No, it doesn't. See, we agree on something again.
Is it possible to add, like, those things that have already
I think it helps us all to think of the places that also are similar enough to be considered. The more of them that will probably or that be approved. For example, if UTEP got approval for their sporting events, for us to know that, then we can use that as a justification, or it can give us an idea of some area of the college that might qualify under the same similar type of
Oh,
thing.
it's definitely going to serve as a guide.
So I think it helps as you know these things, maybe put them up there and it'll spark ideas. Yeah, because you have two for chemical materials and explosions. Yeah, I just think as you know these are probables, it would help the rest of us.
As we had said, send anything in. And as I said, when we get to the point where the lawyer of the college is looking at it, that's where most of the decisions will be made with the board. But, send everything, anything that's concerning you, send it in, like our baseball fields for a game or anything. Send it in, let us get everything on the table, and that way we can make the most educated decision possible. Any other questions?
No other questions? All right, well, we thank you all very much. And again, please, go to our website if you have those comments or suggestions. Thank you.